I guess. I was a black conservative. I was a libertarian when I was younger, before Charlottesville and all that took off. I want to talk for a moment about Tim Scott talking to Trump, I believe, over the weekend about his comments on the protests and how dangerous they are. And he talked on there about how he's been, discriminated against, pulled over unjustly over the last year or two. And he didn't go into like where he was at. He didn't go into details. I know what it's like to be black and to be a conservative. I was a libertarian. I was never a Republican. I never agreed with the drug war. I never supported direct war. But I was a conservative economically. I was for a while. I know that has something for me now. I know that's not a rational set of politics to have as a black man, because that stuff doesn't benefit me. But let's talk about it. Scott wants to believe in the system. That's what it means to be a black Republican. It means to be a black Southern, South Carolina Republican. That means to believe in the system. Ooh, I just ran into traffic here. I think I did. But that means to believe in the system. That means to buy into the system. When you're black and you see what police do out here, and you grow up, and you start seeing things and hearing things. There's a lot of things I was told about police when I was younger that I didn't believe. I thought I was just, guys that would just oh shit, I'm in traffic. This is why I was supposed to go around it. Damn it. When I was younger, I heard a lot of stories about, brothers getting hummed up by the police, and especially on the road, I've met a lot of guys that have told me stories. And I didn't really believe them. I thought it was like, well, it's their fault. They shouldn't have been doing this, that, or the other. But after a while, it gets to you. It's kind of like a seal you have as a conservative. You have a seal over you that makes you want to believe in the system. And if people in the system were smart, they would do things to earn that. But what they do is Charlottesville. They do things that show you as a black man they don't accept you, and that they'll never accept homosexuality. They'll never fully accept blacks. They'll never fully accept the idea of a woman as a leadership role over them. They'll never accept that in the South, And so little by little, you start getting it, and it starts ticking away at you. It starts picking away at you, and that water, that storm starts to get up underneath that seal. I don't care how strong the seal is, it starts getting up underneath it. And it's little by little to where, you realize that the system's not just, and maybe you want to try to reform it, and then you'll learn that you can't reform it. That this Southern system was designed in such a way to be multi-generational, mechanized oppression. It was designed this way. It's no mistake. It's no fluke that things go the way they do. And they like these things. They like the murder of George Floyd. They really like this kind of stuff. And they'll make little comments to justify what's done. But like I said, Tim Scott, he wants to buy into the system. And maybe he, like Bend Over Carson, excuse me, maybe he's got some favor. That's what happens. You get some favor. That's what makes you not, the water go under the seal. Is you getting that? I never got favor. I never had like white people around me who were like, yeah, man, yeah, I never had that. I just felt the way I did, but I didn't see the things I believed in wasn't real. And also white supremacy has become a lot more violent, a lot more threatening, a lot more dangerous. I think that when you can ignore it and you don't see my fear was with Obama is that you get the Confederate flags taken down. White supremacy will be smart. They'll be like, all right, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, but we're gonna let blacks and Hispanics in, but we're gonna keep doing behind the scenes. No, That's not what they did. That's not what happened with Obama. And you had Charlottesville, and you had the church shooting in South Carolina, and you had all the other races, Dylan Roof, all the other racist bullshit they done that I don't even talk about that no more. Farrakhan is the one that said that years ago. That you'll take down the Confederate flag, which is the symbol of your oppression, but you're not gonna do anything significant. You're not gonna have anything come out of that. It's just tearing down a flag, the symbol of your oppression. But you understand, it's not getting rid of it. And I realize 110% he's right, but that's a fear that that was a overdrawn